Welcome. Okay, good. Check. Media, we good? You getting audio? Everything? Thumbs up? All right, thank you. Welcome. I'm Tom Reinert. I'm the Regional Director for Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission's South Region down here. And I'm really excited for you all to be here today. This is an announcement about the upcoming Python Challenge, this year's Python Challenge. And we've got some very special guests here today that I'll be introducing as we go. And then we're going to have a live capture demo right over here immediately after. So you will get to see how you safely capture a python. So without any further ado, I'm going to bring up Roger Young to say a few words and then introduce our very special guest.
Thank you, Dr. Reinert. Appreciate that. And it is officially the kickoff of summer, I think, after Memorial Weekend. I think we're all feeling that and excited to engage in everything outdoors and the Everglades, which is brings us here today for such a great event. And it is my honor to introduce a strong supporter of the FWC and a champion for the Everglades. You know, we are fortunate to have Lieutenant Governor Jeanette Nunez with us here today to make an important announcement about our 2024 Python Challenge. Lieutenant Governor, thank you for being here.
Well, good morning. It's great to be here on this beautiful, sunny South Florida day, and always a pleasure to be with so many great champions for our Florida Everglades. I'm pleased to be joined, as you know, by Dr. Tom Reinert, Executive Director Roger Young, and of course our very own Ron Bergeron, who needs really no introduction. Back in 2019, Governor DeSantis prioritized making sure that the conservation of Florida's natural resources was something that our administration was going to champion, and I would say that he has delivered on that and then some. On the governor's second day in office, he called for $2.5 billion to be invested during his first term for the protection of our water resources, and he secured that and much more. And I'm proud to say that he reaffirmed his commitment to seeing the beauty of our natural resources preserved by calling on the legislature to invest $3.5 billion over the next 4 years. So we're well on our way to not only meeting that goal, but surpassing it. We're investing $3.1 billion already this term, bringing our total investment since 2019 to a record-breaking $6.5 billion for Everglades restoration and water quality improvements. That is certainly something that deserves a round of applause. And through this historic funding and our strategic action, we've been able to protect Florida's natural resources for future generations, because we are not only inheriting our environment from our parents, we are borrowing it from our children. And what I'll say is that for us, the Florida Everglades is a valuable ecosystem that we always strive to protect and preserve. It contains an abundance of habitats and species, and they're home to many of Florida's landmark species, such as the Florida panther, the alligator, wading birds, and many other native species. The Florida FWC is committed to working with our partners to preserve this natural resource and to make sure that we continue in this path for years to come. And for this reason, under the leadership of Governor Ron DeSantis, we want to focus on the management of invasive species here and throughout the rest of the state. The Burmese python, as many of you know, is an invasive species that has wreaked havoc on our Everglades ecosystem, and it's a threat to native wildlife. They prey upon native species, they compete with native wildlife for food and habitat, and they can also spread non-native diseases and parasites. That's why FWC, South Florida Water Management District, and our partners have been working cooperatively to manage and to control these Burmese pythons and other invasive species throughout Florida. So with that, I'm happy to announce today that registration is now open. So we will have that open for our 2024 Florida Python Challenge, and that will run from August 9th through the 19th. So registration's open today. The challenge will run from August 9th through the 19th, and during those 10 days, both professional and novice participants, I know there's a few professionals here and probably a few novices, but they're invited to compete and to remove these pythons from the Florida Everglades. This challenge will allow the public to engage directly and in a hands-on way in Everglades restoration. And I'm happy to announce also that participants will be able to win prizes and, of course, do us a tremendous public service. There are more than 20 $25,000 in cash prizes up for grabs. So prizes are available for both the longest python caught as well as a cash prize for the most pythons caught and removed. There's a required online training, so make sure if you're going to participate that you register for that course. And we're happy to provide the website information. It is flpythonchallenge.org. I will repeat that. It's flpythonchallenge.org. The competition supports future conservation efforts by helping the state gather size and location data, as well as educating the public on this invasive species. Last year, over 200 pythons were removed from the Everglades, and almost 1,050 people participated from 35 different states. It was well attended. It was well regarded by all of those that wanted to compete. We had the opportunity to announce those winners, and I remember vividly there was a grandfather, a father, and a young son that participated, and it was great to see 3 generations participate in this Python Challenge. And since we took office, I'm proud to announce that Governor DeSantis and I have been in office. We have been able to remove over 13,000 pythons, but we know there's a lot more to be done. So we're really excited about this year's challenge. We hope it surpasses even last year's goals and numbers. And I want to thank again our great partners at FWC and South Florida Water Management District for spearheading this event. Good luck, everyone, and I look forward to announcing the winners after this 2024 Florida Python Challenge. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. Always greatly appreciate the support from the Office of the Governor. And as she mentioned, we couldn't do this without partnerships. I want to recognize Drew Bartlett is here, the Executive Director of the South Florida Water Management District, and his team, and we really couldn't do this without their great support. So this is a true partnership. And with that, I'd like to introduce, well, as the Lieutenant Governor said, a man who needs no introduction, but the godfather of the Everglades, the esteemed Alligator Ron Bergeron, Governing Board Member, South Florida Water Management District.
Well, thank you, Tom. And howdy, everybody. It's a great day to be in the beautiful Everglades, one of the natural wonders of the world, and it's certainly an honor for me to be here today. I want to recognize Roger Young here today, FWC Executive Director, and Drew Bartlett, Executive Director of South Florida Water Management, and Tom Reinhardt, the Regional Director of South Florida. Thank you all for being here. I want to recognize my daughter, the next generation, to carry the torch, to save the Everglades and save the wildlife and save God's landscaping. And truly, we're saving ourselves, too. A lot of people don't realize that the Everglades is a watershed, and we live on a peninsula. And it replenishes the aquifer, our drinking water, the most important resource on the planet. So as we continue to go forward to have a quality of life in Florida, we've got to save the beautiful Everglades. From sawgrass to seagrass, the journey of water is the life of Florida. I want to say today that I can remember back as an FWC commissioner over a decade ago, and my commander at the time was Rodney Beretta, the chairman of the board, and we had, how do we address the python? An animal that can get 200 pounds and 20 feet long, absolutely destroying the natural food chain of the Everglades. And without a natural food chain, you cannot have a natural environment. So we started and we organized the first Python Challenge. I can remember it was at Holiday Park. We had 19 airboats. There was over 300 of the press. I actually thought World War III had struck while I was driving there. But that leadership from the FWC and Rodney Beretta, we went on the first python hunt. And believe it or not, we caught a python on Browns Island, 20 miles out into the beautiful Everglades. And that started. And the important thing to understand with the Python Challenge, it's about removing these invasive snakes that are destroying the natural food chain and educating the public, educating the hunters, the bikers, the wildlife photographers, the hikers, the fishermen, the environmentalists, the conservationists. It's all about we together. And I just want to compliment the public for joining in over a decade to be a part of this. This is the most important thing that I've seen as a man or a young boy that entered this environment 3/4 of a century ago. Never heard of a python back in those days. So here we are today. I want to thank all the stakeholders, and I want to thank FWC and South Florida Water Management, 100 of professional hunters that are hunting year-round. I want to thank all of the stakeholders. I want to thank everyone that enters this environmental hunt to remove the python. I want to thank you. You're a part of saving the Everglades. Can you imagine the Everglades with no wildlife? You can't have a healthy environment. So this is so important, I think, as we go forward. And I want to just say that Florida can be an example to the world, that we can have a quality of life into the future. So with all of that, the American dream is still alive. God bless America. God bless all of you. And long live the Everglades.
Thank you, Alligator Ron. Always poignant words. I want to, recognize the partnerships, but I also want to recognize our sponsorships, because we wouldn't be able to do this and put on an event that has a $10,000 grand prize and 3 categories that total $5,000 each. So we wouldn't be able to do that without our sponsors. And we have our 2 platinum sponsors here today. I'm going to ask Diamond Bergeron. Maybe we should call it the Diamond level sponsorship. But I'm going to bring up Diamond Bergeron from Bergeron Everglades Foundation to say a few words. The always appropriately dressed Diamond Bergeron, I would say. So please join us in welcoming Diamond to say a few words.
Thank you, Tom. This outfit felt appropriate. Good morning, everyone. It is with great excitement that I join you all on behalf of the Bergeron Everglades Foundation. As a 6th-generation Floridian, a proud Gladeswoman, and Vice President of the Foundation, I'm thrilled to welcome you all to the 2024 Florida Python Challenge, a vital milestone in our ongoing efforts to protect the Everglades. This moment is very special to me because my father, Alligator Ron Bergeron, was a part of the inception of the Florida Python Challenge in 2013, and I'm so proud of his contribution to this crucial initiative. It is an honor to stand alongside him today. I want to thank Lieutenant Governor Jeanette Nunez for being here this morning. Your presence means so much to us. I want to express my gratitude to both you and Governor DeSantis for your strong leadership and unwavering support in all Everglades restoration efforts. I also want to thank the Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission and the South Florida Water Management District for their relentless efforts in confronting and combating the python invasion. Your hard work and dedication are crucial to protecting this precious ecosystem. At the Bergeron Everglades Foundation, our mission is all about restoring, conserving, and protecting the Everglades and its incredible wildlife from sawgrass to seagrass. We envision a thriving and sustainable Florida Everglades where the delicate ecological balance is maintained, its diverse ecosystems are preserved, and its rich biodiversity and cultural heritage are safeguarded. The Python Challenge represents not only an opportunity for us to address the threat posed by invasive species such as the python, but also a true testament to the collaborative spirit of our community. It is through the combined efforts of professionals and enthusiasts all across South Florida that we can make a real difference. As we take on this challenge, let us remember the value of this tool in our extensive conservation toolbox, working in harmony with countless other efforts. Together, let us continue to strive towards the conservation and restoration of the Everglades for generations to come. Thank you again to Lieutenant Governor Nunez. I also want to thank Roger Young, Dr. Tom Reinert. Thank you for the compliment on my outfit as well. Drew Bartlett, and all of you for being here today. To all of our python hunting participants, please stay safe. I can't end a speech without saying long live the Everglades, and let's catch some snakes. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you, Diamond. Next up, we have another platinum sponsor, Inversa Leathers. This is an amazing company putting fashion and conservation together and making some really amazing products out of invasive species. So leading the way on that front, we have Henry, and then I will introduce Henry Ferrer. Thank you for being here, Henry. And then Arav Chavda. Please, Arav, come up and say a few words. Tell us about Inversa.
Thanks, Tom. Now, I can't top Diamond's outfit, but I am wearing a python right now, courtesy of Kleinberg. So, but I can't compete. I wanted to thank all the partners here. Thank you, Governor DeSantis, Lieutenant Governor Nunez, Roger, Alligator Ron, Tom Reinert, Andy and the Foundation, Rodney, the rest of FWC and the South Florida Water Management District. Thank you, Drew. My name is Arav Chavda. I'm the CEO of Inversa Leathers, and we're honored to be sponsoring the annual Python Challenge yet again. This time sharing the platinum sponsorship with Alligator Ron and Diamond themselves. At Inversa Leathers, we make materials that connect the everyday consumer to conservation causes. Our leathers, made from invasive species like lionfish and python, and the supply chains we build around them have brought invasives right into the heart of global events like Paris Fashion Week and then onto the consumer. Inversa lets anyone easily participate in protecting our natural heritage. We're thrilled, again, to be supporting the Python Challenge. This is one of those seminal events that really moves the needle on public discourse, and actually this event alone, I looked it up, pops online discussions by like 230%. And really just want to celebrate that Florida has been a model for how other states and countries, like you said, Alligator Ron, manage invasives. And with every challenging invasive, Florida's leadership has developed solutions and investments and innovations to counter them. And at Inversa, we're thrilled to be pushing those boundaries right alongside. 11 years ago, the Python Challenge was just an idea to drive awareness and action and corralling the public, and look how deeply successful this event has become. We're excited to see what the next 11 years have in store and how our great state continues to look forward to the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Arav. Appreciate you. Again, couldn't do it without our sponsors, couldn't do it without our partnerships. And I'll have Roger come back up and say a few words to close us out, and then we will have a live Python capture demo. Roger.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Dr. Reinert. I clearly need to up my wardrobe game for next year. So, but what a great opportunity to use these invasive species for positive gain. So, just love these ideas, and I just want to say thank you to our sponsors for coming out. The South Florida Water Management District. Drew, thank you for you and your entire staff. All the sponsors that are here, Bergeron's, Inversa Leathers. We couldn't do this without you. It's tremendous support from all the participants and all the participants that are going to be partaking in the Python Challenge this year to help us on this mission of eradicating or managing the invasive species from the Everglades. What a beautiful backdrop it is behind us, and just a reminder of what the hard work that we have ahead of us that we're trying to protect. Under the leadership of Governor Ron DeSantis, the FWC will continue to work with our partners, focusing on management of invasive species. Raising public awareness about invasive species is critical to conserving the abundant wildlife resources we have in our beautiful state. I want to say thank you to members of the media for being here and helping us further that message and educate the public for what we're here to do. We couldn't do it without you. We couldn't help, and thank you for helping us get that word out to everybody. And again, thank you to Lieutenant Governor Nunez. It's an honor to have you here today. And we appreciate all the support from Governor DeSantis and you, and what a staggering amount of pythons that have been removed since the governor and you guys have been in office. It's just a tremendous testament to your support from the Everglades, unprecedented from the top down, and we couldn't do it without you. So thank you so much. And thank you for everybody for showing up. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Roger. All right, for media purposes, we're going to have our demonstration right over here. So if you want to shift over into this direction, we'll have the python come out. Yep, bring the python, bring the snake. So we're going to do a couple photo ops with the Lieutenant Governor, and then we'll do our python demo.
You got it?
On.
You guys are welcome to come in behind. Just stay out from in front of the head.
Right in the middle will be good. Here's a good spot. The heavy spot. Yeah.
It is heavy.
All right. Roger in there. Yeah, she's. All right.
You got a good grip.
Yeah,
You got everybody?
definitely.
Jill?
She's like to smile.
Jill, we good?
Heavier than it looks.
It's coming right for you.
Snake.
Snake.
Long live the Everglades.
That's right.
Okay. All right.
Awesome.
All right.
Okay.
Very good.
You did a great job.
All right.
Very good.
Over here. Over here.
Thanks, guys. You know why tail duty is so important?
Okay, how far in do you want to go? Right here?
Right here?
Right
This
here
will be
looks
good on
good.
your knees?
Yep.
Okay. We need to get Zach his,
Snake hook?
Yep.
Yeah, that's one thing.
All
I
right, so
forgot to
you
do.
guys go ahead and stay here. You want
Yep.
to help him manage? I'll go get Snake. Yep. All right, and then we'll give you guys a second to set up.
Yeah, it'll just be a few minutes. So take your time, everybody. Okay.
Should I miss it since you get this is a girl or a boy?
This is a female.
How long is it?
About 10 feet.
Oh, wow.
All right, we're going to give it just another minute. Our snake capturing buddy is just wrapping up. He'll be right
Right.
here in a second. Won't be me today. I'm pregnant, so I'm not getting around today with snake. But if you guys want to get some shots right now before we do snake capture,
Sure.
here's our buddy.
All right.
Here's one of your snake hooks.
Appreciate it. Oh, switch hands here. All right.
All right. I can take head and let go.
Okay.
Whatever you want to do.
All right.
Whenever you're ready.
All right. So Tom, if you want to come in and just manage the body here. All right. Everybody hear me okay? All right. So good morning, everybody. Today we're going to be showing you a safe capture demonstration. So this is just going to be a small sample of the Python Patrol training that we will offer for the Python Challenge. We also offer it every Thursday online. And so when I release this snake, the actual capture itself can be quite quick. So I just want to go over a few key points before I release the snake. So one of the big things here is that you'll notice my buddy here is managing the body while I'm managing the head. And so we really push for people to go out hunting at least in pairs, have a buddy. That way, if you encounter a snake that's this big or even longer, you can manage it. The other thing that I can show you right now is that you'll notice the snake is on the ground. So the snake is most comfortable on the ground. Once you start lifting the snake is when it starts to react. And so we want to keep it on the ground as much as possible until we're ready to either store it or take care of it. So with that, you'll also notice that the way that I'm holding the snake's head here, this is our main goal when we try to capture a snake. So I have my tool here. So this is a snake hook, named for its hooked end on one side, but actually the most important part of this tool is the handle end, which is what I'm going to use to pin the snake. So I'm going to wait till the snake is outstretched from its body, and then I'm going to try to pin it right behind the head. And so once I've got that pin secured, I can then reach in with my other hand and grab just behind my tool here. And what I'm looking for is to feel those jaw bones right behind the head, just like I have it right here. Okay, so with that, I think we're ready to release the snake. So my buddy can step aside here. Thanks, Tom. Okay, so I'm going to release the snake. So let her have a chance to acclimate herself.
She's mad at Zach for holding her. She's got her eyes on him.
She definitely knows me now. So a big thing when catching snakes is to remember there is no rush. The longer you take, the more energy the snake will expend and therefore be easier to catch. And so I'm not trying to make any sudden movements until I am actually ready to capture the snake. When I do actually attempt to capture, one of the big key tips is to commit and go all the way down to the floor, and that way you are in full control. Okay. Occasionally they will strike. We consider the strike distance to be about half of the body length. So as long as you're that far away, you are safe. Okay. You notice I just keep circling her. And as she continues to track me, I'm tiring her out. Okay. It's okay to bite the pole, but not me. Just like that, I'll reach in and grab. And now my buddy will help to restrain the body, and you have yourself a snake. Do you want to grab a bag, or do you want to hold it open for more photo opportunities?
If anyone wants to come in and get a photo opportunity, get a little closer to the snake, we've got her nice and restrained right now.
Right.
She's closed up, and we're going to bag her, and I think do one-on-one interviews after.
Yeah, I'd just like to say quick, how about giving it up for our FWC staff who do this on the regular basis?
The staff will be available for one-on-one interviews, so come in, get your B-roll, your shots, whatever you need of the snake while we have it out, and then we'll have Zach and Michaela and other staff available for interviews. So thank you all for coming out.
You guys are worried about distance, you can get like about this close.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, come on up.
People are worried about like getting too close.
I didn't want to get too close to my That was awesome. Thank you.
I did mute it. Sorry about that. Oh, sure.
Hey, Governor, you want to get in here? Come on in.
Get the A-team in here.
That would be she will definitely.
You want to hold the head or? Like the paparazzi.
Right, exactly.
Sag it up.
All right. All the way.
Nicely done.
Yeah. All right, let's see if we can feed her in. Thumb twist. All right. So we can come out. Mm-hmm. Okay. Ready?